Yo, what's going on, guys? You're Pony Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over the switch stick in NCAA, well, EA Sports College Football 25. Again, one of the most important new additions to these football games that EA has implemented. This is one of the best things to slow down passers in Madden, and I'm going to show you guys the best way that I think that you guys should be utilizing the switch stick, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to use it. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, hit that noti bell. You guys already know the vibes. If you guys are back for another one, if you guys have nothing to comment down below, just comment FTA, stands for the algorithm, and helps push these videos to more and more people. So let's get right into it. The switch stick, what is it? How do you utilize it? What's the best way to utilize it? So what the switch stick is, it is the ability to pretty much switch your user to anybody that is currently on the field. So I'm just looking for a decent play with that's only rushing 3 people here. So I'm just gonna look for a cover 4 real quick. Actually, I just called the cover 3. Doesn't matter what you call. It's simply just about what it is that we're utilizing the switch stick for. So switch stick. Let me go ahead and put these guys in spies real quick just to showcase what the switch stick is. So anytime that you have a passing play, now this guy's gonna, hopefully this guy doesn't get any rushing, but we're gonna look at my user. My user is this guy right here. As you can see, he's down below. I'm chasing the quarterback, blah, 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 blah. You're gonna take your right stick and you're gonna push it in a direction to click on a different defender, and somehow they end up getting a one-man rush. So let's rerun that back real quick. But what the switch stick is, you're pretty much going to take your defender and you're pretty much going to be able to switch on whoever it is that you guys want by using the right stick. Wherever your defender that you want to utilize is, you're going to take your right stick and you're going to just flick it in that direction. And the only problem with this that I feel like is the guys that are in the middle of the field, and that's where the best way to utilize this is coming in a second. But when you call hike and you're sitting there and you're using a certain defender, you're guarding flat, but you see that another route is breaking open, you're going to take your right stick and you're going to flick it. So right now I'm all the way by the 30-yard line and I'm going to flick it so that it points to this guy that's all the way back here, right? This guy back here, that's who it's going to click on. And I know the squigglies are a little bit messed up, but watch. I'm going to flick the right stick, and all of a sudden, now my user's all the way up here guarding the 2 routes that are out there wide open. And if they do end up throwing to one of these routes, my guy's going to be right there. I thought my guy was going to be right there to actually get the interception. Unfortunately, it didn't work like that. Now, switch stick is probably the most important thing if you guys are looking to slow down people who are spamming corner routes. So you know what, just for the example for this video, if your flats are a little bit too low, I'm going to showcase you exactly why the stick is important, because you're able, I ended up messing that up again, 2 controllers, but you're able to sit there and slow down those deep corners that have been such an issue in years prior to this this football game. So for Madden, the switch stick is continuing on that. So this is one of the most important key mechanics that we have to learn and be better at when it comes to Madden. So again, few tips and tricks when it comes to this. You cannot be in a blitzing angle and utilize the switch stick. So if I go ahead and I'm trying to send a blitz, so say I'm setting up a blitz, oh my God, I'm sending everybody that's on the line, yada, yada, yada. And let's put this guy here. And I try to switch stick afterwards, it's not going to work. I'm flicking, and the guy's not switching to any other defender. So unfortunately, we cannot be in a blitzing angle if we are going to try to attempt running defense using the switch stick. It has to be in a spy. It has to be in a blue, in a purple, in a yellow, one of those zones, man him up, whatever the case is. But if you guys are utilizing this by trying to blitz, that's going to work against you. And another thing when it comes to that, if you do try to switch and you're sitting there trying to switch your defense and you click off, all of a sudden that guy's now abandoned his assignment. And all of a sudden now you have an entire portion of the field that ends up open. And that's going to end up frustrating you a lot when you guys are playing in this game, because of course, a big part of this game is literally just doing your job. So if you're running your defense and you have your cloud flats and your curl flats going crazy and your guy's in a hook curl, your job is to guard this entire area with your user. That is exactly what your job is supposed to be, is pretty much clamp up anything that's in this section. So as soon as you put your guy in a blitz, let's go ahead and get rid of those. As soon as you guys put your guy in a blitz and try to switch stick off, all of a sudden that entire portion of the field ends up open. So that's something that you guys don't want to end up doing, because it'll end up working against you. Now, the best way, in my opinion, to utilize the switch stick Zone drops. I think running in zone is the most important thing that you guys can do. And I think having nothing over the 10 zone drop is going to work in your best favor. I like running mine at 5 personally, because again, I'm only trying to slow down these little mini corner routes, these little slants, these whatever the case may be. So I like to keep my flats at 10, and I like to put my hooks at either 5 or 10 depending on what it is that the opponent is using. Now the reasoning for that is if I'm running a zone coverage, and let's say I'm running cover 4 again, and I'm running a zone coverage type of defense, right? I'm going to shade underneath, and I'm going to put this guy in a hook as well, or just maybe put him in a spy. Who knows? Who cares, right? We're going to give him the same look as if we're blitzing. Now, if we run our defense the way that I'm running it now, and I'm going to go ahead and put these guys in spies just so nobody comes in. But if we run our defense, now the only guys that you are able to click on, you have 4 options with a cover 4. If you're running a cover 3, you have 3 options, because we only want to really click on somebody that's in the deep corners of the field pretty much. So if we want to guard a corner route that's on the left side, we're going to go ahead and flick that corner. And as you can see, I'm now utilizing the guy that's on the back left side here. So whenever I see a deep corner developing, then all of a sudden I'm going to be able to switch stick over to that deep corner and potentially guard that to the best of my ability. The reason why I like having my zone drops a little bit lower is for the simple reason that it's hard to kind of use your zone drops and pick the right player that's in the middle of the field. And that gets extremely frustrating when you're sitting there trying to stop somebody who's running like a deep in, or just any one of those routes that's like right in the middle of the field. As soon as you flick your stick, it's going to bring it to somebody, one of the random people that's in the middle of the field. As you can see, I'm flicking my stick towards the right side. And as you can see, it's picking one of the random defenders. But as you can see, that R1 route ends up crossing over, and I'm able to pretty much go ahead and click on the correct person that's closest to that person, so that we're able to switch stick and make a play on the field. Now it's one of the most important things to slowing down a good defender, and it's also something that you're able to confuse your defenders with, which is extremely frustrating. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show you guys when it comes to this is it's for D-line users. And I know D-line users get a lot of flack, but I think this year with the switch stick, it's a very, very important mechanic to be able to utilize. So what you're going to want to do, this is the easiest way to utilize it as a D-line user. You're going to put your D lineman in a spy. So first things first, he's going to back up. And once he backs up, you're going to engage with your D-line, and then you're going to switch stick. That's one of the, again, you want to get that quick shed, but again, he's going to engage with the D-line, and hopefully you end up getting a shed, and then you're going to click off, and then you're going to be able to switch stick to any defender that's on the field. While your D-line is getting a little bit of pressure, you put him in a spy so that he ends up chasing the quarterback properly, and it ends up frustrating your opponent if you guys are trying to utilize the D-line mechanic, because it does frustrate your opponent to sit there and have to worry about one of the D linemen actually coming in and frustrating you. So again, put him in a spy, and as soon as the play gets hiked, you're going to end up chasing the quarterback, and then you're going to click off, and then you're going to utilize that stick switch, okay? That's going to be something that's going to frustrate your opponent a lot, because again, as soon as he sees the D-line user, immediately the talking crap about it is going to begin, and then blah, 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 blah. But again, you're only sending 3 people if you're on the D-line, 3 to 4 people with a spy to make sure that he's not rolling out of the pocket, and then all of a sudden your switch stick skills come into play in the best way possible, because again, you're generating that pressure by yourself with just your one rusher, and then you're able to switch off and pretty much go ahead and click on to a different defender. Switch stick. It's one of the most important things that you guys can learn for Madden and for college football. Again, this is going to translate into Madden once it comes out, so you guys are going to be able to pretty much learn it, perfect it, so that you can bring it over to the next game and dominate on that virtual gridiron as well. My name is Pony Montana. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. I'll see y'all in the next one, man. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.